Okay, again, I'm going to tell you that, am I in your way? Can you all see? I want to be in your way.
I can see that.
Okay.
My way.
Of course I do. Okay. So you know why we're doing this, okay? Right? It's not to bore you to death. It's not to hold you hostage. It is to keep our E&O insurance rates down. We live in a very litigious society. Would you think so?
Yeah.
Anybody watch Judge Judy? Well, wait, you think that's funny. But America watches Judge Judy, and there's another guy and another lady, and then if you go on Spanish TV, there's somebody there doing the same thing. You know, people say, God, they got money. They just went before a judge. So that's what people think. And are we inundated by lawyers like that? 444, 4444. Right? Who are you going to call? By the way, Corpus Christi, it's 999, 9999. Say you got it. So, people are used to being able to get to an attorney. Just so you know, anybody remember Yellow Pages? Anybody over 12 in here? Yellow Pages. The back page of the Yellow Page was $12,000 a month. That's $144,000 a year. The spine is $5,000 a month. That's a lot of $60,000 a year. How do they make their money? They pick on us because we are the most undereducated, underregulated. If I have to go to take MCE at the Board of Realtors, do I have to take a test? No. I just have to endure 30 hours or 60 hours or whatever it is, right? Now I get to walk out and somebody says, well, do you see this? Oh, you're a realtor, right? So they can eat, we're easy prey, okay? So I'm going to move through this. Oh, come on. Okay, we want to thank Old Republic. We like them. We like Jeff Halpin at Gold Financial. They helped do this. I'm going to skip the planned obsolescence. This was just so you know, I am your savior, okay? This was a 30-minute presentation.
Yep.
She was there, she knows. 30-minute presentation on these containers. You know what I'm talking about? Those things that fall off ships.
And they didn't give you the price.
Well, I know the price now. Do you know it?
No, I don't.
This, they were ashamed to give the price because these things are selling for $690-something thousand, and they're steel containers. And everybody was sitting there, well, that's, fine. You put you downtown by the brewery, and that's kind of cool. How much are they? And they wouldn't tell. And of course, the listing agent fired them immediately after this, holding us hostage for this. It was a terrible presentation. And by the way, when was that meeting? March, thank you. Since that time, they poured one foundation.
Oh.
They haven't got anybody interested.
Wow.
Now, I will tell you this, and I mean this sincerely, I'm not joking. I go to the Caribbean whenever I can. These things fall off ships and float to the islands. The indigenous people of the islands, then empty them because they're usually full of tennis shoes or something from China or Thailand, wherever they make tennis shoes. Do y'all make tennis shoes? Yes? China, yeah. Anyhow, and then they drag them up on a skid loader, take them up the hill, find them on a flat piece of ground, get a torch, cut holes in it, and it's ultimate living. They could be at the brewery. So I gave you the 2-minute view of this thing. They're terrible. They're terrible. Even the drawings are misleading. Next. Hey, Rev, how are you?
Good.
Did you get a piece of paper to fill out? Yes. Okay. So, we're skipping. We're skipping the pod. I'm not sure what that stands for, but I made up my own acronym. This was kind of interesting. This is Bill Jones. He's on the Texas Real Estate Commission, working for Trek. Got a lot of credentials, nice guy, very smart guy. He talked a lot, but really and truly, these were the items that he talked about the most. Breach of fiduciary duty, including false promises. Yeah, I know you guys can read. Leasing and property management, including misappropriation of funds. Has anybody looked at the Trek report, show how many people have lost their license and their fines and stuff? I do, because it just makes me happy. License issues, background checks, disapprovals and probation, advertising, misleading DB and DBAs. Anybody in here have a DBA, LLC, something? Nothing? Okay. If you do, you do? Have you registered with Trek? Okay. You can't use it, right? You can't until it's registered with Trek, because Trek has your license in your name, Rav Singh. But it does say Rav Singh, best sales guy in the whole wide world, did 10 million last month. Does it say that? It should.
Yeah, it should.
By the way, he did do 10 million last month. He's one of our top commercial people. So you can't use it. You have to say who you are, what you are, unless you've registered. Because Trek's not, if they come after you, they're going to come after Rav Singh, not some DBA that he hasn't filed. Advertising. You always have to tell people what you are. Trek requires that you tell people what you are. Really nice guy, makes his own clothes, doesn't qualify.
Why not?
What you are is a realtor, a real estate agent. Would you agree? I mean, that's what you spent all that money on to get, that particular designation. So that's what you put on your business card. You don't just put Jim McClung and leave it up to them to guess what you are. They really want you to identify, well, there's Yan, another one of my favorite people. License holder as a principal, you know, paragraph 4, am I right? Paragraph 4, you have to disclose that you're part of the transaction. Some percentage, whether it's 10% or more, is that right? Because I can look at it up here if I'm confusing you. Thank you, Yan. So, unlicensed activity. We have a lot of people out there who claim they're realtors. We had a guy here who is not with us anymore, I have to say. But him and an unlicensed person would go buy houses. That's a misleading statement. They would put houses under contract at one price and then advertise them in Spanish newspapers, trying to sell to people who are unaware of the process at a higher price, and then get them financed, get it closed, and then pay off the previous owner, but they never owned the house, and it was a scam, and they hurt a lot of good people. Yeah. So, but we got rid of him. Administrative actions, bad checks. Anybody here write a bad check besides me? Okay.
Those checks.
Other negligence, rebates. Can we rebate anything? Tell me. Anybody know? Can a buyer or seller participate in the commission? I'll raise my hand. The answer is yes. If you are a principal to a transaction, you can participate in the commission if you're a principal. Can a lawyer get a commission?
No.
No, unless he has a real estate license and is practicing as a realtor. So, and these are questions that you can ask me, or you can call the hotline, and you get those answers, okay? Except for you. Okay, this is passed. Save these dates here. There's a couple of dates here. We've got Mega Camp coming up, summer picnic on July the 15th, and I think it's going to be, believe it or not, some kind of indoor thing. so that we won't die of heat stroke. July the 15th may be warm, okay? This next one is about Red Day. Anybody that knows Rowan or knows anything about him, he had a bone marrow problem. And we did a lot of swabbing, you remember? We did a lot of swabbing, I think some 40,000 swabs, and they found marrow donors all over the country because we did it at Mega Camp. And they were up there swabbing all of these people from around the United States and who agreed to do that. And he unfortunately passed away. So now what we're doing, just FYI, we're buying cereal. His one dream in life was that no child should go hungry. I mean, this is a remarkable young man, 9 years old. So we've been buying cereal. We got a big box in the lobby. Drop a couple of boxes of cereal in there. Doesn't hurt, you know. Probably shouldn't be eating it anyhow, right? You know, a wonderful young man. So Red Day we had a remarkable day with it. This is Mary Ann. She's new to our office. She's an advocate. She will talk to you. You can come. You're probably putting out a fire someplace. Yes, ma'am. Run a tight ship. And you may be hearing from her. She'll call you to find out how you're doing, what you need. Is there anything that we can do? Has Jim been mean to you? And you can tell her. Okay? Delightful lady. Transaction issues. Oops. Things to watch out for. Time limits on contracts, right? Isn't that always a problem? For those of us who are doing this, make sure you have documents showing that you have received every time line limit for your client on the contract. Don't tell your client that they will get their earnest money back. Please don't do that. How do they get their earnest money back? Huh? Release of earnest money. But termination of contract, release of earnest money. Does either party have to sign it? No, they can't force anybody to do anything. I couldn't force that lady to buy that house. She did anyhow. Both parties have to agree. Otherwise, you don't have an agreement. So if they don't agree, then there's paragraph 18 in the contract. Can you read upside down?
Yes.
Over here. Paragraph 18 of the contract talks about A, B, C, and D. It's on page, what is that, page 6? It says that the escrow company, that's the title company, the escrow agent, doesn't have a dog in this fight. They're not going to take sides with this. They won't do anything other than maybe they will, on paragraph B, take the expenses that the title company has paid out to either an appraiser or surveyor or somebody. They'll take that out as expenses. So now the $1,000 is $800. And so now we're fighting over $800. Upon termination of the contract, either party can ask for the money back, right? So buyer says, I want the money, it's my money. I terminated it like I was supposed to, and the seller says, no, you didn't, and there's a dispute. So seller signs one, buyer signs one, and if they're not married, and if they don't intersect, then we have a problem. So, and a buyer terminates under paragraph 23, y'all know this, right? Called the option. And in the option it says, the buyer can terminate for any reason during this period. Does it say that?
Yes.
For any reason. Sky is blue, whatever. Then why do I have a tough time getting my earnest money back? Because the title company is not going to release anything to anybody until they're sure they're not going to be sued. Remember, they said, we don't have a dog in this fight.